if you this is again very personal opinion. You can, if you still feel comfortable starting off from the first question, please go ahead and do. I'm not asking you to change your method of studying or doing the paper. It's just from experience personally and from what the students have given feedback is, once you finish the passage, then you're kind of relieved. Okay, so you can do the grammar part and whatever else a little faster. Okay, also going by this marking system, if you see, your Dokkai carries a little more mark as compared to your grammar and things. So if you keep your Dokkai to the last minute and you just randomly select some answers, that would not be a very helpful.
What exactly is this table saying, Sensei? What is the first column, second column, third column?
First column is the number of questions.
Okay, so then the first section only has 28 questions then.
This is your...
No, I'm talking about paper 1. 7 plus 5 plus 8 plus 8 is 28 questions in 25 minutes. Okay, that is better. Yeah. Okay. And what is second column, Sensei?
So again, as I told you, don't go by this. This is a very old thing. I just got it so that why I'm showing you this table, mainly to tell you that this is the marks. Again, nothing is fixed. Please don't go by this and say you said 1 mark, I got half mark. Please don't go by this. This is just a thing. Okay, so this could be the number of questions. Okay, and this is the kind of mark somebody must have analyzed and felt that this is the kind of marks that they have, the breakup of marks that they give.
Got it, Sensei. This is helpful actually. Even if it is rough, it is still helpful.
It's a very rough thing. Let me, because disclaimer maybe beforehand, because that is not shared with us. So we cannot share it with you people because we ourselves don't know what is the kind of marking JF has. So that is the reason. Okay. So going by that, if you see, based on this, if you see the passages carry more mark. This is the star mark, Dokkai thing, and then the star mark. All these things carry a lot more mark as compared to the grammar portion of the... Grammar has 1 mark, whereas these have more marks. Okay, going by this, also add on point that you start off from your Dokkai. Okay, so all of... in a way, once the Dokkai is done, it will make things a little more comfortable for all of you also. Okay, so let's go from the last Dokkai, which is the Joho passage. Usually, the question appears over here first. Okay, the question comes and then the Joho, the information is there below that. Okay, so questions can be a normal... So very important in Joho is for you to understand this question. Once you understand this, then it is easier for you to go to and find out the relevant information in the passage. Again, do I need to read everything over here in the Joho? Not required. They are not asking you to read the full Joho or information that is given here. You have to only go with what is asked in the question. So two ways of asking can happen, but from what I've seen, that second way of asking happens only in N3 most of the times. But just in case it comes, I'll just give you how to handle those 2 ways of asking. They usually do in your Joho. So it will be like there is a parameter. There will be a small parameter given over here. Okay, so you will have to read that, like he has 3 children, they are 4 years old, one is goes to school, the other one didn't come today. Some information will be given, and then based on that, there will be a question. How much should he spend for his family? Okay, then so understanding this is very, very important. Understanding the parameter is very important. Okay, then you go to the find out the answers over here, your relevant place, and find the answer. Or it will be like this, where it is just a question. It's not a parameter. Direct question is given. Okay, but again, understanding that question is very important. Your whole Joho answer depends on how you have understood the question. Okay, so understand the question, then go to the passage and get your answers over here. Okay, very important. Please don't miss out on these kind of things. Komejurishi or a Yajurishi or some kind of star, Chewy. Always pay attention to this, because there will be something over here, and then these things will give you a slight twist to that information that is given on top. Okay. So Johor passage, just go with the relevant, go to the question and just go to this, go to the place where that information is given to you. Okay. So sometimes it could be as silly as go where the kanji is given.
So you must have said, sir, if you could just go to the marking scheme. So what are the 6 categories, Sensei, in the paper? Yeah, paper 2, there were 6 questions, right? So what questions are these?
That's like what I'm saying. So this is the 6th question.
Oh, 6th Johor is the Johor. Okay.
Johor.
Okay. And the 5th
Johor is the 6th question. So
okay.
we feel Johor will carry a lot more mark because the way they judge a student is not just what you mug up and you write in the exam. It's also the understanding of the language. So they feel that Johor will test that understanding a lot better than the other questions. So Johor carries a little more mark. Okay, so once you finish Johor, then you come to the big question. Mundai 5. That is a long passage. Again, do you have to read the full passage? Not required. Okay, you don't have to read the full passage. Start off always from your question. Read the question. That's your first step. Okay, so over here they have specifically underlined something. Yoru osoi. Am I audible?
Yes, Sensei.
Okay. Yes, Sensei, you are audible.
Okay.
Sensei, when we solving this paper, because we are having only a 1 hour, so what is the right approach? We should start from the paragraph, because
so if you start from the paragraph, the advantage about starting from paragraph, 2 advantages are there. One is mark wise paragraphs carry a little more mark. So that way you are securing yourself more marks, and right in the beginning when your mind is fresh and you are not tensed or stressed, you can spend that time on Dokkai. 1 point. Secondly, it's always towards the end when you start seeing the time and you have just half an hour, 40, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that hurry worry, you won't be able to read the question. It won't be done in a calm way. You won't be relaxed to handle a Dokkai. That is also one of the reasons. So 2 reasons. One, marks, other is your state of mind. Both ways, starting off from the Dokkai would be a good option, is my personal advice. But of course, again, it is all how you all feel you're comfortable. How are you comfortable with? I prefer finishing off the easy, then I will come to the hard. That's all your personal choice. This is just my opinion I'm expressing. That's all.
No, Sensei, you are saying right, because when I come to the paragraph, my mind little bit tired. Okay,
true.
When the first when I start the exam, there is my mind is very fresh and energetic, so I do easily. But when it comes to the 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, my mind becomes energy becomes low, and then I just find the readings and
some random.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't follow the proper way to solve, because that time very hurry.
This time maybe you can give it a try. Start off from your thing. So coming to the timings for each paper, don't take more than 4 minutes for this thing. 4 minutes is I'm pushing it to the maximum. Or max you can go is 5 minutes, but don't cross that. If you feel I'm still not, after 4 minutes, you're still not able to get the answer, please leave this Dokkai and go to the next Dokkai. Don't spend time on each more than the allotted time. If you're taking more than the allotted time, please skip that thing and go to the next one. Okay, so this should not take you more than 4 minutes. Okay, that is your Johor. Then let's come to the big passage. Again, as I was just telling, you don't have to read the full passage. So Yoru Osoi, just go to where this Yoru Osoi is here. Okay, so usually your answer will be within this part only. Okay, so you just read that part. Sometimes it could just be the previous sentence. Sometimes, very rarely, it will go to one sentence earlier. But if there is an underlying thing, just read from one full stop to the other, or to the next full stop. That's all it will take. I'm being a little conservative, I might have added one more sentence on top and the below. Sometimes it's not required. Sometimes just the previous sentence or just the next sentence will have the answer to this question because they're underlined over here. Okay, that is the first point. So always start off with the question and just go to the relevant places. As I told you, sometimes it's as silly as just go to the kanji. Wherever is there, just go to that kanji. It could be even to that extent you can narrow down your reading place in the passage. Okay. Also in big passages, one more advantage is usually if the first answer is over here, usually the second will be over here, third will be over. It will follow a pattern. It won't be jumbled up. Okay, so you can, if now that you finished the first passage till here, the second question also, doshite desu ka? Always understand what is the question that they are asking. So when I say doshite desu ka, you are answering a reason. Okay, so when reason comes into the thing, there will always be a no, de, kara. There will be a reason that the answer will, doshite will usually have a kara as your answer. Okay, so mark in that place that you have cordoned off, that you say that I want to read this part for this question. Just see where this kara comes and see the relevant place and just read that. That is also good enough. Okay, so that is one point. Second is, so over here, dore desu ka? So you have to go for a choice. Read the question and understand what exactly they are asking you. Okay, so that is first point. Second is goes in an order. Okay, third is when you come to words like for example, tekara, verb kai tekara. This is not a reason. Tekara is since. Where else is there? Is there anything over here? Desu ga. Hanashimasu ga. Okay. And then you have words like here also there's a ga. There will be something like shikashi, dakara. Please make a note of these kind of words. That is, when it is dakara, that means this is a conclusion. Ga, this is a contrast. Okay. When it is shikashi, it means whatever follows is however, again a contrast. Soshite, sorede. These kind of words, if it comes, just make a small note of it like this so that you know how the flow of the passage is going to go. Is it going to go in the same direction or are they going to tell you something contradictory or contrast to what is happening? Okay, so those kind of things in this big passage will help you in the flow. So you don't have to read the full passage. So when you're just looking at it, no, you can like no they, you'll be able to get to all these like no they, dakara, ga, hi.
Sorry, Sensei, one last time. Can you just go back to the marking scheme once, Sensei?
I'll come back to that last once more. Sure. I will show you that once more. I just showed you there because for paper 1. Once we finish paper 2, I'll come to that and I'll explain about it. Okay, so this is your big passage. So Joho and big passage, did you all understand? Again, big passage should not take you more than 4 minutes. Don't take more than 4 minutes. It should be only that time. If it's crossing, please leave the question and go to the next question. Okay, this is your big and Joho. Once that is done, actually majority of your tension is gone because those are the 2 things that are big thing and they are the ones that might even carry more marks than the other questions. Okay, next you have a few of this Mondai 4, you will have a 2-3 of these small questions. That is a small passage and a question asked about it. Okay, again, every question standard, always read the question first. Because you don't have to read the full passage, you just have to go where this is there. Like Tomodachi wa nani odorokimashita ka. Okay, so just say odorokimashita wherever odorokimashita is there over here. Okay, Tomodachi and odorokimashita has to come. Odorokimashita. Watashi wa odorokimashita. But demo Tomodachi wa Didn't. Okay, so they just go to where Tomodachi and Odoroki Mashita comes, and then you have your answer. You don't have to read the full passage over here. Okay, over here also please make a note of these kind of things so that there is a contrast and all those things will happen. So these, whatever I say, will apply to all the passages. I'm not telling it for each and every passage, but on the whole, always keep, just to understand the flow of the passage, always have this. Okay, and go to the relevant kanji wherever it is there, so that you know the related answer is going to be in and around that kanji over there. Okay, so again, always start off with the question. It will be easier for you to just go to the focused point. Okay, so these are the dokkai part. This is the dokkai part, the reading part. Once you complete this, then from here on, it is the grammar part. The Mondai 3 is a grammar question. Okay, so you will have to, the choice is given and you will have to select the correct option. Okay, so over here, your grammar conjugation that you have learned, verb ta something or the other, these kind of learnings, verb ta hoga ides, or your verb root tsumori des, you've learned that conjugations, right? That is very important. You need to know the conjugations. Okay, so you will know, like when that verb comes in that form, you will know what is going to follow it. Okay, so this is totally a grammar based question.
Sensei,
Okay, coming.
when we come to the Mondai 3, when I generally see if the grammar and the passage, when I see the passage, if it is a present tense, so I just find the one line, it is a present tense, so how should come to the iku, and maybe itta maybe is not come, so I just
You can
figure out
eliminate the
like this.
two. Hi. You can, going by your way of doing, we can eliminate the two past. You can only pay attention to the positive or the negative.
Hi.
Because either of them could be a present or future tense. Yeah, that is also one very good way of eliminating. But you have to eliminate, because in this you have no options but to read the full passage. Because this, each and everything you have to, for you to select, you can't skip reading the passage. The skipping of passage can happen only in the Dukkai section. In Bumpo section, this passage you have to read the full thing. Again, the time you can spend at the most over here is again 4 minutes. So I've given 4 minutes for all the 3 big passages, and this passage should not take more than 2 minutes each. The small one that we saw, no, should not take 2 minutes. 2 minutes is, again, I'm pushing it to the maximum. If you can do it faster than that, then great, but it should definitely not be more than 2 minutes.
Okay, Sensei.
Okay.
Sensei Suminu-san.
Hi.
So I couldn't write the July exam because the seats got over. So do you think I should continue N3 and then take the N4 exam in December? Because because advancing to the next level and writing a lower level exam might be helpful.
Yeah, you could do that. That's a good option. You can continue with your N3 and take up your N4 exam. That is absolutely there. Or if you are able to travel to Chennai, they have NAT exam. If you're a student, then just check up with your college school timings and all that. NAT happens every 2 months. So you can try giving the NAT exam in Chennai. It doesn't happen in Bangalore. It happens in Chennai. So August or September, there will be one NAT exam that will happen. You can check out in their website. Okay, so you can try giving your N4 in NAT.
Since I actually considered that, but I think it's better if I continue with N3 and I'll have more time.
You continue with N3. You continue with N3. I'm just telling you can try giving a NAT exam in the meantime. If you want to, have you written an N5 exam?
Hi, Sensei, I've written N5.
Okay, fine. So if you have the experience of writing a JLPT, then you can go to N3, because N3, the way the questions are given and the way the question papers are going to be set is going to be totally different from your N5 and N4. So if you have not written N5, N4 and you're writing your N3 directly, that might not be a very good idea, because N3, the marking system is different. The way the paper has to be done is different. So always write one N5 or N4 and then go to your N3. If you've written N5, then okay. And if you are still keen on writing an N4 exam also, you can try a NAT. NAT is an option. But you please do continue with your N3. That's a good idea. Going to the higher level and giving a lower level exam could be helpful.
I sense it.
Okay. Yeah. So coming back to our Dokkai, this should not take you more than 2 minutes. Sorry, we were here, right? This should not take you more than 4 minutes. This grammar. Okay. Then you come to your star mark question. Star mark question, again, is not required for you to read the sentence and understand it, and you don't have to do all that. What is important is, all this is my suggestion. If you have a different working method, please go ahead and follow it. Don't get confused with the methodology. But I would say, if you go from the back, what will come after this? What will come before this? Okay, so start from the back. Second, understand what is the grammar involved in this choices given. Okay, there will be a sumori, there will be a hoga, there will be a tomuimas or something like that. So there will be one grammar that will get involved. So that grammar, you'll know how that grammar conjugates. So all these things, more than understanding of the sentence, it is the grammar conjugation that is very important. So when you're learning your grammar or when you're revising your grammar, always please pay attention to what is the form of verb that is there in that grammar. Ta, hoga, or verb root, sumori, or whatever. That in your na adjective and noun, sometimes it has a da, it has a na, it has a no. All these things, it will be you have to make a note of all these things. That's very important. Okay, so be it your this grammar, be it the next grammar that comes, everything, it is very important that you know how it conjugates. Okay, so this is your star mark. So star mark also, again, you don't have to sit to read the full sentence and try to understand the sentence, and all that is not required. And also, I would go one step further and tell you, once you get the star mark question, so now I know what the star is. Okay, then don't sit to solve the others at all. If you're confident what the star is, please mark and go to the next. So these are the places where you can make time for yourself. Okay, sometimes when you go from the back, sometimes this would be the star. When you go from the back, you would get this answer. Okay, then just mark that and go. You don't have to solve the other blanks. It is not required. Okay, I hope all of you know how to mark this star. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. If C is the star, then you have to color the C. I hope all of you know this. If you're writing a N4 for the first time, please make a note of this. This is how the star mark questions should be done.
Hi, Sensei.
Okay.
Hi, Sensei.
Hi. Yeah. Coming to Mondai 1. Mondai 1 can have two things over here. Mondai 1 can have particles. Okay. So particles is like a maths formula. If you know the particles, you don't have to read the full sentence. Oh, for example, let's say over here, I don't need this. I don't need to read this sentence at all. I can just directly go over here and get to my particle. Sometimes it will be like Hoshi, then it will be Ga. It will be Arukimas, it will be O. Those particles in your vocabulary book, which comes in the bracket, they would have given you a particle, right? Like, for example, Aimas, Tomodachi ni Aimas. It will always be person ni Aimas. So when an Aimas is there and a person is there, you can directly mark the ni particle and you can go to the next question. All those kind of how to get to the particle, you will have to know the usage of the particle very, very well. Okay. Just once you know that, you don't even have to read the full sentence. You can just go to the relevant particle, quickly mark the answer and go to your next question. Like the arimas, imas, object will always take a ga particle. So these kind of things, if you know, then you don't have to even read the full sentence. You can just mark the particle and you can go to the next one. Okay. Second is your grammar. So two type of questions will come. One is a particle will come. The other is your grammar. Okay. So for example, over here, again, as I said, the conjugation is very important. Kaki can be only either nikui or yasui. Kaki, varui, kaki, e and all cannot come. So these two you eliminate, and then based on this, it is nikui. Answer is nikui. No they. Because of no they, that means something contrary is going to come over here. So it is nikui. Okay. More than that, the point is after kaki, what will come? It will come only these two can come. So that conjugation you should be very thorough. Okay. So this is your second paper. Okay, so any doubts in second paper? Second paper, this is your marking system. I will just show you the marking system for the second paper quickly. Okay, so again, very broad framework, just to give you an idea. So what is the kind of marks that could be allotted? Okay, so if you see over here, they have taken these two together, the first paper and the second paper. Though they are given individually, you have to get 38 marks in both these papers together. And you need to get 19 marks in your
Chokai.
Chokai, listening.
Hi.
Dokkai and the first two papers are calculated together. Okay, but if you see these 38 marks and 19 marks together, it doesn't come to your 90 marks. So again, these are two things that you have to clear. So individually, it has to be aggregate should be more than 90. So 2 points will be considered for you to. So you have fulfilled this, but this something has happened, then still it will not be considered as pass. Okay, so both these points have to be. You have to get both 38 in your Mojigoi and thing. So my point is, don't get confused with all these things. Let's say in each paper you should get at least 50%. Okay, your Mojigoi paper, 50% of your answer should be correct. Dokkai Bumpo, 50% should be correct. Chokai, 50% should be correct. If 50% is correct in all the three papers, then you would have cleared the 90% hurdle and the individual marking hurdle also. Both the points will be accomplished. Okay, so don't go by this too much. Don't get worried about this too much. I just got it on the net somewhere yesterday. I was searching, so I got it. I just thought it would help you people in understanding what is the kind of marking that will happen. Because every time, even our exams, we say which carries more marks. It's very important for us when we write an exam. Whereas JF, they don't give us anything, which is a bit of a little bit of a worry for the students. So that's the reason I thought I'll just give you a very broad understanding of what is the kind of mark system they may be following. Okay. So if you see over here, language knowledge, the first paper is 25 minutes paper. Okay. Second is a 50-minute paper. And then your listening is a 30-minute paper. Only one time the listening will be played. They will not be playing it 2 times. As and when the playing happens, mark your answers immediately. There will not be time given to mark your answers separately. Okay, so all has to be done simultaneously. Okay.
Yes, I gave once N for exam in last July.
Oh, is it? Okay. So you must be knowing where you went wrong. You can correct it all when you're giving an exam this time.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Coming to this Chokai. Again, you have in N4 you have 4 mundais. 4 questions will be there. Okay. So under first question, so I'll just quickly tell you how to handle each mundai. Okay. So for example, first mundai, you have this picture over here. Okay. So before your Chokai actually starts, you will have a very few I wouldn't say minutes, few seconds. Okay, but in the exam, though when I tell you it sounds like very less time, believe me, it is pretty much sufficient time. Okay, so when you, before the question starts, quickly make a note of what is the kind of vocabulary that would come here. Banana, tamago. What else could come? Number of bananas. What is the counter for bananas? What is the counter for milk carton? Okay, what is the counter for your egg? So your mind is prepared with all that vocabulary. So once the conversation happens, it will immediately catch on the words that it is already prepared with. Then it will be easier for you to understand what is the conversation happening. Okay, so that is first for both. That is for Mondai 1. Okay, for Mondai 2, I think Yomujikan ga arimasu. There is that. It's that. So please read all the questions. Okay, and as the conversation is happening, quickly mark a no, yes, no, because you won't have time to recall what the conversation was about and then come back. So when the conversation is happening itself, you would have already read the sentence, right? As the conversation happens, do you feel that sentence is correct or whatever condition given there is correct? Then you mark a yes or a no. Okay, and then immediately mark your answer onto the question paper. Okay, so that is for the second question. Third question also, again, see the picture. What is the situation over here? What do you think this person, so this person has to say something. Now, what is the situation over here? And what do you think this person will say? So be mentally prepared for the situation and the vocabulary. So when the question starts and the choices are given. So choices are again in your question paper. You can take memo, tottemo, ides. You can take down memo in your Shokai section. Okay, so just mark 1, 2, 3. And when the choices are given itself, just quickly put yes or no. Okay, and then mark the answer on your answer sheet. Okay, so this is for Mondai.
I have a doubt. So Sensei, when I was giving the last exam of N4, there is a two person. They told me ki don't write anything on paper.
Where did you take your exam?
In Pune.
In Pune. Actually, your Chokai you can write. Memo Tottemo Ides is an instruction that they give during Chokai. See, some students mark the answer and that can be used as copying. So that is not allowed. You can't mark your answers on your question paper. Be it Chokai or Dokkai, you cannot mark answers. But you can make small thing like, for example, the conversation is between a man and a woman, Otoko and a Onna. So you have to pay attention to the man, Otoko. Okay, so then what does the Otoko, and then there's a Nanio Shimaska, Nanio. So you have, the question asked is Nanio and it is about Otoko. These kind of memos you can take on the paper. I'm not sure why, but again, it's centered. If they are insisting on that, then ask them where else you can take a small memo or the note. Then let's see what they give you a thing. But normally in Chokai, the exam instruction itself says memo tottemo ides is the instruction that the exam JF itself gives. So you don't have to worry. You should not mark your answers.
Okay,
but you can make notes.
When I am asking them, they told me you don't write anything in entire paper in the 3 section, first and second. So, but I have only one chance. I directly write the answer in the OMR sheet.
OMR sheet.
Right.
No, so because I can't tell you anything. Yeah, I understand, but that is something that I can't help you because centers take their own decision what they want to do. So I don't know why that center has taught, but all I can say is it is allowed to take memos, especially in the Chokai section.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah. Coming to the fourth question. Nothing is there. Nanimo insetsu sarite imasen. There's nothing printed on your paper. Okay, so what do I do? Do you need to write down the question? You don't have to get too worried about it. It'll just be one quick situation based thing, and you have to say how that person will respond in that situation. Something similar to your Mondai 3, but Mondai 4 is only audio part. Okay, so in here you can just, if possible, question, just write, if possible. If you're fast enough, you can write the question over here. Or else just ask 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 choices are there. And when the choice is given itself, please mark cross, yes, cross, cross. Okay, don't wait for the question. Don't try. If you don't write anything in this section, it will become very difficult actually. It's not possible to not write anything in this section, at least not on your question paper. If you don't write, it becomes very difficult. I don't know how you people were asked to do that, but either way, I don't want to comment about some other centers, whatever choice they have made. But you can do this Mondai 4 in this way. That is, you can just quickly write your options here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then write cross yes, cross no. Okay, but if the center says don't write anything, then you can do that directly onto your OMR sheet. Okay, and so more or less your marking scheme is this, but in Chokai you don't have that kind of time. It's not in your hands. It goes continuously, so you will have to just mark it. Okay, so this marking scheme in Chokai doesn't make much of a sense. You will have to just mark them. Okay, so you have to get 90 aggregate. That is, your total should be more than 90. Okay, and individual sections, they say 38 and 19, but I would say take 50% in each section. Okay, very time bound. So please keep I think all of you would already know, you cannot have digital watches. You cannot have watches that beep or gives out alarm. You cannot use such watches. You have to switch off your phones, including your alarms. See, please make a note of all these things. JF is very, very strict about all these things. Switch off your alarms, switch off your phone. Don't keep them in aeroplane mode. Don't keep them in vibration mode. Don't silent mode. Don't do all that. Please switch them off, including every alarm that you have set. Please switch them off. Okay, and take that HP pencil. Don't take all these sharp pencil, mechanical pencils and all. Don't take such things. You have to mark on the OMR sheet. So a slightly blunt pencil will work faster. Okay, don't have sharp pencils which will take a lot of time to mark. Okay, so take slightly blunt HP pencil. Neat erasers. For some reason, you have to erase. The eraser should not leave behind black marks, because these answer sheets are corrected by a computer. If there are too many black smudges, the computer won't be able to recognize your answers. Okay, so if you are for some reason changing your answer, please erase it neatly and mark the other place. Okay, then if the circle is like this, don't do this. Okay, it has to be marked fully, properly, every aspect of it. So this is the reason I said have a slightly blunt pencil. It will be easier for you to mark it. Okay, don't carry pens. Pens are absolutely not required. You don't have to write with your pen in any part of the paper or answer sheet. Okay, pens are not required. Only pencils and erasers. Carry a colored hall ticket with you. Okay, again, center to center it may differ, but most of the places this is the rule. Have a colored hall ticket, because your face has to be visible. In black and white, your face gets smudged, right? So they need to verify your photo on the hall ticket and your photo ID. So that is the reason we insist on colored printout. Okay, so please take a colored printout and take a photo ID. Your photo ID can be driver's license, your PAN, it can be your Aadhaar, it can be your passport, it can be anything that has a photo of you on it. Okay, so a photo ID, your hall ticket in colored copy, your pencils and erasers. Okay, if you want, you can take a sharpener with you also along. Scales and pens and all these things are absolutely not required. Avoid wearing digital watches. Go with analog watches. Please be very conscious of the time. 4 minutes, 2 minutes sounds like nothing, but if you cross that and go into the next question's time, then even that question is going to get spoiled. Same thing with your Chokai. Don't keep thinking about the previous question. One question you hear, you're not able to get the answer, just leave it, go to the next question. Okay, just cut it off and go to the next question. Don't keep thinking about the previous question, because you will not be able to recall the conversation and you will lose out on the next conversation also. Okay, don't leave any answers blank, no negative marking. So just randomly mark something and come. You may be lucky, you may get marks.
Hi, Sensei.
Okay, what else? So I think this is about all the instructions and the marking and everything. I from my side. Is there any doubt? Any of you have any doubts?
No, Sensei.
Okay. So all the best, all of you. Do well. Don't worry. I'm sure all of you would have done your studies well. All well prepared. Okay. So mainly don't take too much of tension. Just relax and do your paper. Sometimes even that you will get your answers better. Don't keep double guessing yourself. Once you get the answer, that will most of the time be the right answer. And sometimes the question is easy. You immediately get the answer and then you're like, how come this question is so easy? How come I got the answer? Don't keep doing that. Okay. If there is time, then just check. If possible, just do a quick check of all the answers marked. Is everything clearly marked? Everything neatly marked? And again, also on your answer sheet, write your names in English. Don't write it in katakana. How you want it to appear on your certificate, please write your names like that clearly in capital letters preferably. Okay. Then write your date of birth over there. It's not the day of the exam. It is your date of birth that you have to mark on the answer sheet. Okay. Date of birth and your registration numbers. Okay. So please mark these: registration number, date of birth, and name. Very important. If any one of this is missing on your answer sheet, your paper is invalidated. Your alarm rings, your phone rings, your paper is invalidated. Okay, so please be very careful about all these points when you're going to your exam. Okay, all of you, please do well. Don't worry, relax and give your exam. Okay, minasan gambatte kudasai. Hai, otsukare-sama desu.
Hi.
Sensei.
Oskare sama
Hai,
Sensei.
otsukare-sama desu. Hai, otsukare-sama.